There we go. What's up, guys? This is 8-Bit Frog. I haven't been on here in a little over 3 months. And in the meantime, I've been working at my job. I went out of town a couple hours away. But while I was gone, picked up a ton of games. And yeah, I think I have an addiction problem. So if this is your first time on the channel, please hit the like button. Helps out a ton. Hit the subscribe so you can keep up with all the new stuff coming out, and hit the notification bell. So I'm gonna sit on here for a little bit and wait for some people to get on for chat, things like that. That's all I'm doing right now. I actually bought me a new webcam in the meantime as well, and it was on sale. It was like the Logitech Stream Pro, and normally I saw it's about $150, and I got it like $70, which was really nice. So from what I can tell, the video quality looks a lot clearer compared to the Mac one that was on here normally. Let's see. Okay, cool. All right. Well, to start off, I have got a whole lot of games from mostly Nintendo Switch and DS games. I did pick up a few PlayStation 2 games, an N64 game, a GameCube game, a PS4 game, and a Vita game, and a few controllers as well. The reason why I titled this "I May Have an Addiction Problem," I actually almost thought about titling it. This might be my last video because my girlfriend's probably going to kill me. But I'm really grateful that she is really supportive of the gaming and our game collecting, stuff like that. What's up, Oscar? Welcome to the... What's up, man? What are you addicted to? I am addicted to video games. I've been addicted to other things in the past, but that's behind me. But I would say at this point, I got a stack of games right here that I've purchased in the past few months. And if I can just turn the camera a little bit right here, that's just a little preview of what I've gotten. So I'm gonna go over what I got, where I bought it from, you know, just little things like that. Answer any questions that anybody has on the stream. Oh yeah, well you came to the right place, man. If you're addicted like I am. So I'm gonna start off with some of the easy stuff. And what I mean easy is I'm gonna go ahead and hit the games that I don't have that many of on the different systems, and then I'll go through the whole stack of Switch and DS games. See, but games are better. Addiction versus... Yeah, this is true. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. You liking it? I haven't played it yet. I need to grab it. So the first game I'm gonna go over is, this is a classic. It's N64. So to kind of give you some backstory, in my previous marriage, I had, and I can't honestly remember why, but I decided to sell my entire N64 collection, and that was one of the worst mistakes I ever made. And so over time, I've been trying to pick up ones that I really want again. And so I finally found me a nice copy of Mario Kart 64, and I grabbed it for like, I think it was like $25, which, I mean, if you look at this label, it looks really clean. Like everything, and they usually clean all the cartridges. I got it from a game store called Replays, so really glad to finally get that one back in my collection. So I have a whole stack here, and I'm gonna end up putting them all almost in front of me, so I can just keep rotating, so I don't show you the same games. So the next one I picked up, I've been building up a GameCube collection. I've got about 25, 30 GameCube games right now, and I do like some of the Sonic collections, and then some of them not so much. But I actually thought this was a good one, and I remember playing this a long time ago. But I grabbed the Sonic Mega Collection, 7 great hits on it, and it actually feels really good to play this on the GameCube. I have the Wavebird GameCube controller, and it's really nice to go back and play these old Sonic games. And I enjoy playing my GameCube anyways. So I grabbed it. I think I paid like $15 for it or something. Yeah, so far usually I'm kind of a video game snob for my own personal collection, because I want my stuff to be really clean. Every once in a while I'll get something that maybe it's not as nice, but like even with the Sonic Mega collection, I have the book and I have the disc is in great shape. I don't really see any wear or anything on this thing. I mean, this thing is like super. I know you probably can't tell, but there's not a lick of scratch or anything on that. But anyways. Oh yeah, with the Chaos on GameCube. That's cool. Alright, so next game I got, I only picked it up because it was like $8, and I had a video that I posted probably about 4 months ago, maybe something like that, and it was I bought a PS Vita for the first time, and PS Vitas were so expensive when they first came out, and I feel like they were ahead of their time, and so I just waited until I found the right price, and I bought one. Long story short, paid $200 for the system and like a bunch of accessories and like 9 games. And so like anytime I see a Vita game that maybe I haven't, or if it's complete, it has like the box and stuff, which is hard to find, I'll snag it up. And so I picked up this Lego Chima Laval's Journey, which, I mean, it was in like really good shape, and I thought to myself, why not go ahead and pick it up? Lego games are usually like typically really fun to play, and so I was like, sure, I'll get it and try it out. Oh, there's actually a couple more games I forgot to put in my pile. I'll have to bring them over in a second, because I typically keep the receipts in here so I can like, I don't know, I found like an old receipt in one of my Dreamcast games. It was from like it was from 2000. It was bought at KB Toys. So it's neat it's like a time capsule thing. Let's see what else I got. See if there's anybody have jumped on here with us or not. Okay. You and me, Oscar. Let's see. Alright, so now the one PS4 game that I bought, and the only reason I bought it, paid $10, $12 for it, and I already have this on the Nintendo Switch. However, it was in good shape, like I normally say. It had not only the game, but it had the soundtrack. It had a mini guidebook in it, and I believe there's a poster. Yeah, and it came with a poster as well. But I grabbed the Stardew Valley Collector's Edition, which I never played it on the PS4. I always played on the Switch with my friends or my girlfriend, but it's really fun. Actually, it's cool to actually be playing on a PlayStation. Like I like switching it up and playing with different controllers. You've been on your retro console vibes recently too. I picked up a new 3DS XL, Wii, PS Vita OLED, and I want to get a Wii U next. So let's see. I have a Wii. I have the Vita OLED. That's the one I got. I don't have the version 2 one where it's just the LCD screen. I did get a Wii U. I think it was last Christmas. My girlfriend bought it with like I think 8 or 9 games, and she had it all nicely boxed up, and it was awesome. So I got a decent Wii U collection right now. Let's see. I have about like 15, 17 games. And then my Wii games, I've got a little bit more than that. That collection, like if I start collecting for the Wii, man, there's so many games out there. So I'm trying to pick my battles. But I do want to get a new 3DS XL. The one I've been kind of eyeing out is the Legend of Zelda one. That's golden. It has a Triforce on it. Either that one or get the Majora's Mask. Because Majora's Mask is... It's hard to say like which one's my favorite Zelda game, but I always tend to go back to Majora's Mask. It's not always the most popular one, but man, the game's so good, in my opinion. Yeah, and she's a gamer too. She doesn't game... Well, she does game a lot more than... She's a huge simulation games. She loves The Sims, like really likes The Sims. She was getting into that Jurassic World Evolution 2 game. And what else was she playing recently? And we play a lot of Mario Kart, Mario parties together. She loves the cruising games, so like Cruising USA and Cruising Blast, like the new one, even though that game is so chaotic, but it's just so much fun. Let's see. I feel you, man. I spent more than I care to admit on Mario and Zelda games for the GameCube. And I know. GameCube is, man, it's so hard to buy for a recent, like a decent price. So I try my best to find something that, I try to just find like the best price I can get. The one thing I don't have over here right now, but I am going to more likely be purchasing this week is the Game Boy Player disc. I actually have the hardware that I had bought a GameCube with Super Mario Sunshine. It had the Game Boy Player attached to it, and it had like a Naruto game and an extra controller, and I paid I think $50 for it. I mean, like, no, I pretty much feel like I stole it from the guy, but he was just trying to get rid of it. And I ran around. I flipped the GameCube, sold it. I ended up selling that Super Mario Sunshine because I had already had 2 copies of it. So I was like, well, I don't need to. And this one was a little rougher, a little below my standards, I guess, for my personal collection. So, but I kept the Game Boy Player hardware. And so I put it on my GameCube here in the living room, and I just need the disc. And I've just been looking for so long, and I almost bit the bullet. I was in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and this guy or the store had the Game Boy Player and the disc, and I think he was selling it for, I think maybe $200, and it was in good shape. My buddy Spade, he does like a lot of game streaming and stuff. But he was like, if you don't get it, I'm going to. I said, there was a couple other things I wanted to get, and so I said, you just go ahead and buy it. And when he picked it up, we played some Donkey Kong Land from the Game Boy Color and Link's Awakening, like the original. We just tried a couple of games on it. It was pretty cool. Finesse them. All right, I'm gonna get to the next. I'm gonna jump over to controllers. that I picked up. I picked up basically 4 different controllers in the past 3 months. So the first one I picked up was, I've been wanting to get all the Nintendo Online controllers. I picked up the original NES one where it's weird where you slide them on the as a Joy-Con. Really weird, but I was able to finally get the Super Nintendo controller. I actually picked up 2 of them because you never know when you got 2 people that you want to play. And I really love the Super Nintendo controller, so I was able to order them on Nintendo's website. They were actually available, so I'm hoping that eventually that means the N64 controller is going to be available, because I'm not paying that ridiculous scalper price of over $100. Forget that. I can wait that out. I got an N64. I got their stuff over there. I'm good. See, how do you feel about these new handheld emulation devices coming out? A lot of them have a lot of power in a small package. So some of them look really cool. I saw one recently, and I'm not super familiar with the names of some of these emulation handhelds. I think they can be really nice and convenient if that's something you want to do, especially when you got a bunch of old games and things like that and stuff that you're like, oh, I'd love to play. I'm not going to sit here and pile up a bunch of games onto it. I would put the games I would want to maybe take mobilely if I'm mobile, if maybe I'm going on a trip or in a plane, something like that. I naturally am always the one that tries. I'm a physical game collector, so naturally I'm always trying to get my library built for at home. I think over time, as I build up my collection, I may get into that realm of emulation, getting some handhelds, and doing just see what that's like. Now, I will say there's one thing. It's not an emulation handheld, but it's called the Analog Pocket, and I do want to get that because it has the functionality of handheld, and it plays all your original physical games based on if you get like the little extensions for Game Gear and Neo Geo Pocket, stuff like that. But you can also you can buy this accessory. It's a dock, just like a Switch, but it's not nearly as sturdy as the Switch one. But you could basically play all your Game Boy games on the TV, even if you don't have the Game Boy player. And I think that's such a cool, and I think you actually change the resolutions on it and things like that. It's pretty neat. And on YouTube, I've seen some reviews and like people reviewing the handheld, and they say it's amazing. So, let's see. Do you have a handheld emulation system that you are looking into or something? Like maybe something that I'm curious. I'd like to hear in the comment or down here in the chat anything that you recommend me looking at. All right, so the next controller I'm going to show you is another Switch controller, but I actually have the other variation of this Pro controller that came out. I'll go ahead and pull it out from here. So as you can see here, back when Monster Hunter Rise came out, you had this nice gold. It was really cool. I just couldn't tell myself to open it. I couldn't because it was just it was really difficult to find when I wanted it, and I decided, there might be a day where I want to open this, but for now I think I'm gonna wait. And what do you know? Now there's this one. So now I have both of them, and they both look really awesome. So that was a cool buy to get. I mean, I paid full price for it, but I only usually pay full price for things if it's something I know that's going to be rare and it's going to be hard to find later on down the road, or usually something like that. Like I'm not going to go out, and I'm going to probably wait it out, save some money, because I do like collecting games and stuff. So I mean, I have an addiction problem, like what it says in this channel. So I'm gonna put these back right here. All right. See the Miu Mini V2. I've heard of that. I haven't. I feel like I maybe have seen a video on that. Cause I'll go through and just watch different types of handhelds I don't know about or whatever it may be. But yeah, that sounds cool. I'll look into it. I might. I'll be a little more intentional with watching the video on that. All right, let me put this controller back to right here. All right. So now I got two more controllers. Now these aren't licensed Nintendo controllers, anything like that. But if you've ever heard of them, I like 8BitDo, whatever you want to call them. This is a controller I have been looking for a while. They've been sold out through the main store online, and I finally got one half the price because they've actually raised this price because of this one, but it's the 8BitDo or 8BitDo SN30 Pro Plus Bluetooth controller. This thing is really comfortable. Plays well on the Switch. I like it. It feels just like similar Super Nintendo controller, but it has those arms, and you can use it with your Switch. You can use it on Windows, Android, Mac, Steam. I believe you can also use it on like Raspberry Pi. Yeah, on Raspberry Pi as well. So yeah, it's I got a really good deal on that. It was used, but it don't feel used. It feels pretty much new. It seems like someone probably played some games on it and then eventually was like, nah, it ain't for them. But it is for me, so it's a good controller. Now, let's see. Now, the other controller I grabbed, let's see what you got. I want that. Oh, here. Let's go back to it. Let's see. All right. So I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll open this one up so you can see. So, it comes in a nice little box like this. I'll tell you what. This camera. Let me move these out of the way because we already went over those. I'm gonna pull this down. Alright, so right here in the box, it has this little cover. You would take it off right here. And it has a 8BitDo cord. If it has it says it right there on it, 8BitDo. I know it's hard to see right there, but it's USB-C, which is really nice. It's nice that most things are going to USB-C. But as you can see, really nice looking controller. It's got those classic light purple buttons. It feels nice and slick. D-pad rolls really nice on here. Trigger buttons feel pretty good. Nice comfortable buttons here. Sticks feel real nice. They feel very similar to the Pro controllers. And then you got your home button here, and then you got your capture button right here. But yeah, this is great controller. I mean, I was really enjoying playing this. Like, it fits really nice right here. It feels like I can just. Feels awesome. Yeah, so I think if you have bigger hands, I mean, my hands aren't like really big, but I would say even with bigger hands, I feel like this could be really comfortable. I don't know if you've ever used I'm sure you have if you're a gamer, used just a Super Nintendo controller. Let me show you this. So this is one I was about to show you, but this is the 8BitDo SN30 Pro. This is just like the standard controller right here. Now this one does not obviously have the arms. It is still USB-C. Sorry, my camera goes in and out focusing, but it doesn't have that trigger function like this, like you do with this controller. You got more of a, but it's really comfortable. It's got those sticks on there like this that feel really nice. Buttons are really nice. They push well. With this one, I actually got the combination color. It looks like the PlayStation. So if you look right here, you know, kind of similar to that. It's got those same kind of colors. I wanted this because I like playing some 2D games on the Switch, and it gives me like a different variety to play with. Like this, I like playing more racing games, or I'm playing maybe something, I don't know, I just like to switch it up. But this is I go more retro when I play with this, and it's really, this is super light. It feels really comfortable. But yeah, I bought this one brand new. It was on sale on Amazon. I got this one on Amazon used, and I'm so glad I picked it up. So great controllers. Okay, cool. Okay, if you like the round feel of this, it feels just like that, and it's nice being wireless. It stays charged for a long time, and it will turn off by itself. I actually have it. I have my Switch on my other monitor right now, and it, like, the response time is on point. There's no lag, anything like that. It's solid. Yeah, it feels really good. All right, I'm gonna put this controller back in here for now. Awesome. Oh, you're welcome, man. Absolutely. You know, I try to think of things when I'm doing streams or videos. What are things that I wish someone would go over with me? And so it's just the little things, I suppose. So I'm gonna put this back in there. Yeah, so if you ever have any questions. Oh, what's up, Bryce? Thanks, man. I appreciate you, bro. I was just going over some of the controllers I had gotten in the past, since I've been gone out of town. So I just went over the 8BitDo SN30 Pro. It looks like the Super Nintendo controller, and did a little comparison with basically its little predecessor. It's basically the Pro, not the Plus, but man, this controller, they're both great controllers. You can't go wrong with them. So let me put this back here. Let's see. All right. Cool. All right. So now, yeah, that's the addiction, man. I mean, this is just like a piece of it. You've been in my living room, so you know how it is. See, and the little nuisance is only an owner of it would know. Fair. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Colby? Welcome to the stream, bro. Sorry I didn't hit you up early, man. I slept so long today. Like, I'm used to getting up. I got in a routine where I was getting up around, was it like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning? But after working this weekend, I passed out on my couch shortly after I got off work, and I didn't wake up till sometime in the afternoon. Like, I was so tired. I left my GameCube tray open, which I never do that. I looked over and I said, why is my disc tray open? I don't know. I was just so tired. But let's see. I have my PC addiction. Oh, trust me, now PC hardware gets into a whole nother, man. Me and my girlfriend did we went through and did a lot of research on prices on, GPUs, CPUs, graphics card, you name it. And in the future, we're going to end up building our own. But for the meantime, what we have set up with this, and I play a lot of console gaming, so I'm good for now. I mean, the fact that I'm about to show you all these games still, like, I've only shown you 4 games, and I showed you all the controllers now. Um, so the next one I'm gonna go over is I'm gonna show you my PS2 game pickups I got. So the first one I picked up was Dragon Quest VIII, and yes, it does have the playable demo inside the Final Fantasy 12. So when it comes in, you got on this side you got your Final Fantasy 12 demo, and then you got your Dragon Quest game right there. But the only thing, I used to have this game, made the same mistake with my N64 collection, getting rid of it. I ended up selling it. But thankfully I was able to find this again, and I paid like $20 for it, which I've seen it so much more money. The only thing it's missing is it originally came with this cover, like a slip cover that goes over the top. And kind of like, I'm going to kind of cheat and show you a game I bought on the Switch. But I bought House of the Dead limited edition. But it has a slip like this. This little slide. And Dragon Quest VIII used to have one of those back in the day. And so I if I ever can find it, I want to make it complete. Other than that, and I think it's actually missing the other original, because it has the playable demo manual, but it does not have the Dragon Quest VIII manual. So got a couple things to pick up to make this complete, but I'll get around to it. But this is one of my favorite Dragon Quest games. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's top 10 all time. Yeah, absolutely. Like, this game, and I got it on the 3DS too. I feel like I stole the 3DS one, because there was this there was a Replays. There's another, like, it used to be like a lot more of them around in the South. There was one in my hometown, and the guy didn't have a price on it. And I told him, I said, "Can I just give you $20 for it?" And he looked at it and he's like, "Yeah, that'll work." So I gave him $20, and I had pretty much a brand new copy of this Dragon Quest VIII 3DS version. I was, man, and the prices now, I've seen them over $100. But anyways, yeah, I'm trying to get all. One of my goals is to get all the Dragon Quest games. For the pretty much anything Dragon Quest games, I'm getting them. And so there's a few of those in this pickup. So let's see. I think the original. Yeah, it's like, this is just like the regular one. Yeah, the regular one didn't have the slip, or it does have the slip. I remember my original one, I bought it brand new, and I don't know if you remember this or anything, but I had when I used to go to EB Games, some of them were still had been transitioned to GameStops, but they used to give out demo disc, and I actually had gotten the demo disc for Dragon Quest VIII. They gave it to me. It was like a small little thing, and the disc color was actually a different color than this. It used, like, the demo one is more of like a golden color, almost looks like a map or something, from what I remember. But so I remember trying that demo, and it lets you go all the way to, technically, I guess you could say, the first boss of the game. And I just remember thinking to myself, I already love Dragon Ball Z. I love the art style of that, and this is basically what this is. And as a kid, I was just, man, that was already the hook. But then the story really just drew me in. I started falling in love with the characters and the direction it was going, and I had to buy this. And this really was the I guess, it's what really got me into RPGs. I mean, I already liked RPG games, but like, this is what, like, now I love playing RPGs and turn-based and stuff. So let's see. Yeah, the 3DS. So my solution to the 3DS ecosystem when it comes to the games, I'm trying to get on them as hard as I can now before the eShop completely closes March 2023. And so I would recommend, wherever you're at, check out your local GameStops, because some of them, even though they may not be displaying the games, they actually have them sometimes in the drawers. And just because one GameStop says, "Oh, we don't carry them anymore," doesn't mean the GameStop 5 miles down the road won't either. Because when I was out in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, they had, dude, every time I went into that GameStop, there was at least one rare DS game in there. And so I picked it up. And I'm going to go ahead and show you one of them I did. Was, since we're on the Dragon Quest train, was I picked up Dragon Quest 6. And I picked this up for $35. I don't know if you've seen the prices on Dragon Quest 6, but it is way more than $35. Obviously, I'm going to get a case for it and get the manual and stuff eventually. But for the time being, $35 for me to have this game in my collection, dude, Walmarts and Targets have a lot of clearance. Yeah, they do. I feel like those can be a little more hit and miss. Because you just never know with Walmart, man. Like, you can find some amazing stuff. I mean, around here, I feel like, and I try to hit, I won't sleep on Walmarts or Targets or really any store. If I think there's a game in there or even a chance that there's a clearance or something, I'll go check it out. Even it'll only take me 5 minutes to scope it out and be like, okay, something's worth it or not. But right now with GameStop, this is the time to get your DS and 3DS games. There were some that I went in one GameStop during this absence of 2 to 3 months, where they had clearance stickers on them, and so games that were normally like $35, if they had this color sticker on it, I think it was blue, they would cut 50% off of it. So that's how I was able to pick up, for example, Super Princess Peach, because this game I've seen normally has been about $35 on average, and I grabbed it for $17. And man, I slept on this game. I slept on Super Princess Peach, and I've heard pretty decent things about it. It's actually a fun Peach platformer. I'm impressed with it. So I just got to get a case for it as well. But hey, that was a solid grab, I feel like. Especially with that's just 2 DS games I picked up at GameStop. See if there's, I think it's just you and me again, my friend. Yep. Man, I appreciate you being on the live stream with me, man. I'm having a good time with you and sharing everything. And anybody that comes onto the stream later on after it's already been off, I'd love to hear from you down in the comments below. Let me know, what's your favorite game your favorite find I got or whatever. Dude, I'm gonna have to start speeding through some of these real quick. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna put that there because I'll talk a little more about that later. So I used to be a huge wrestling fan. Growing up as a kid, I loved 90s. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. You name it. I used to be a huge. That's just how it was back then. DX. I mean, I keep going, but. As it got into the early 2000s, it was still pretty good. It wasn't. I felt like it was kind of going a way I wasn't most excited about, but looking back on it, it was still good. I just can't get into it like I used to back in the day. But I grabbed WWE SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. And I had so much fun with this game as a kid. I picked it up real cheap, like $10. And it's complete. It's got everything in it. It's got the books. So now I have pretty much every wrestling game I want when it comes. Believe for the PS2, I got all the wrestling games I want on PS2. There's only a couple that I want on 64 that I'm missing, but I'm sure I'll find them eventually. Next one I picked up was Tekken 4. Me and my friend Blake, Blake, just a little backstory. He's been blind all of his life, but when we started hanging out together years ago, we would play fighting games because even though he can't see, he actually listens to the sound. So we always play games in stereo, And so if his character is on the left side, he can hear it on the left side. But if he jumps over me, it switches and goes to the right side. And so we played so much Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance and Deception. I mean, you name it. We even played, like, he's really good at Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Dude, he's killer. We actually thought about doing a series together to kind of see if people like watching it, where me and him play against each other in fighting games. Just to see what happens, because we got so many different fighting games. I got Tekkens and Virtua Fighters, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, you name it. I think it would be a fun little series to do. John Cena's right behind you, but you can't see him. That's funny. His crazy auditory abilities. I'll let him know. Oh man, that's good. Yeah, he's an amazing musician and friend, and he's awesome at fighting games. So gonna have to definitely do something, figure out some kind of series on YouTube for that. The next one I picked up was the original SSX. My friends always had these games. This is the first SSX I've ever owned, so I've really been excited playing it, dude. I'm terrible at this game. I'm terrible at it. I was crashing and burning so hard. I still want to get. I know I want to get SSX 3 and then SSX Tricky. I've heard people say they like SSX Tricky a lot on the GameCube. So eventually, if I see it, I'll definitely pick it up. Notable mentions of PS2 games I picked up was, I don't have them over here. They're over in my shelf on the other side of the room. Was grabbed Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi. I used to play that with some of my friends back in the day. Picked it up really cheap, and then I picked up Virtua Fighter 4, another fighting game. Got it really cheap. So that's all the PS2 games I got right now. I'm gonna go ahead and go into the Nintendo DS / 3DS game. I only have one 3DS game, but they're mostly DS games. All right, so you've already seen two of them. You saw I got Dragon Quest 6, paid like $35, which over $100 game. Got Super Princess Peach, got it at a really good price, 50% off at GameStop. And then I also, during that 50% off thing, I went ahead and grabbed the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. I played a little bit of this back in the day, but because it was so cheap, and like I said, I'm trying to build up my DS collection for these games to get even more expensive, I thought, why not it was in really good shape. I'm sure I could find the case of this. I've seen these fairly common. I grabbed, this is pretty recently. So funny thing is, I'm about to have 2 copies of this game, but I picked up Mario and Luigi's Bowser Inside Story. It's just a game. I got it GameStop online, like, really, I mean, it was like on sale or something. And again, back to GameStop, what I do is, if I get on the app, you can type in a search, put in like Nintendo DS, and just scroll through. Most of the time, a lot of these games are going to be sold out. But you might be surprised if you just click on it and look and just kind of take your time with it. Most people are scrolling through their phone anyway, so I might as well take advantage of it and see what I can find. And this was one of the games I found. But then I found later on that week the same game and Yoshi's Yoshi's Island DS, both of them complete in box. So they're coming in the mail, so I'll have an extra one of these. So I might have to try to figure out something to do with that. So now, the next game I got, this was the guy told me at GameStop that literally someone had traded this in, and he had just put this out on the floor that day. But I grabbed a Kid Icarus Uprising. I wish it had the case, but I got it really. I paid, I think, $30 for this, and this game gets expensive, and it's hard to find, and there's not that many Kid Icarus games that have come out anytime recently. This is the most recent one, so it's pretty. I haven't done much on it, but it's a pretty cool game. Now, the next one I picked up, I was really surprised this was in here because I am going to get up and show something to you. So, this is my original Pokemon Soul Silver complete in box. I've had this, I bought this when I was in high school. And it's got the Pokewalker, it's got all the inserts, the books, you name it. I mean, when you take this box out and you get the case, like it feels minty, like the actual box inside this. And I've played the heck out of the game. Like I love Silver, but I actually picked up its counterpartner, Pokemon Heart Gold, and it was in GameStop, and I was super surprised. So heads up, if you ever decide you want to buy these, I'm gonna give you a little tip. So you take your phone and say what you want to do is you're gonna get your flashlight out. Let me see if it'll show it on here or not. I don't know. Let's see. You see how it's red in there? If you see that it looks red like this, that means that it's a real copy of the game. So they did that with Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and just because, dude, these games are super expensive. But anyways, I had some coupons from points I've collected over time at GameStop. This game was fairly expensive, but I got it down to I think like $60, which it's really hard to find this for $60. You won't probably find this for $60. I don't want to say you won't, because I found stuff that's unbelievable. You might find some at the yard. You might find this in the yard sale for $5. Who knows? But trust me when I say that's a really good price for it. That Lugia over Ho. Yeah, that's the reason why I have this one. I'm definitely a Lugia fan over Ho. Yeah, honestly, I didn't know that it was translucent either for the longest time, and I was curious because there's so many reproduction cards out there now with your everything from Game Boy all the way up to your 3DS. So I wanted to make sure, and just in my research, I found out about that, and I never knew. Like I can't even tell, because both of these look, well, now that I got them together, it actually does look a little different, but I would, just blind eye, I wouldn't have known. But anyways, next one I got. Now, I already had this game. I actually, GameStop does, or they did at the time, they were doing buy two, get two free on games. And so I had picked up Pokemon Platinum, but it was just the game. But I just recently bought a box and manual, and it's all like, everything's in there, and it's really good shape. So basically, to me, because I got the game, this was one of my games I got for free. I only, like the case, I think I paid, what did I pay, like $40 for it. And I was okay with it because of how nice it was. And I know the game's worth way more with it being complete. So to me, it was nice. I like how they added that bit of authenticity because they know people booting them. Yeah, absolutely. And Nintendo and Pokemon, all the Pokemon company, they don't play when it comes to their IPs. They do not play, and I do not want to cross Mario or Pikachu in that way. Let's see, let me put these right here. That's what we've already went over. Alright, so the next one I picked up, I mentioned earlier that I normally don't spend a lot of money on games unless I get a good price and stuff. I did spend a little bit of money on this, but it was totally worth it. It was Dragon Quest 4, and it's actually complete in box. It's got every like the manual, game, and everything in there. And I'm just one step closer to getting all the Dragon Quest games. I'm getting there. I'll get there. I still need 5, the most expensive one, and I saw it, and I couldn't bite $200 on it right now. I just couldn't do it. If I bought that game, I wouldn't have what I got right now. Now, next one, I got this with the 50% off games. It was like clearance games, but I went ahead and grabbed Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars. It's fun playing this because it has that old school Grand Theft Auto 2 feel to it, that overhead, and it's actually pretty fun for a DS game. I mean, the only Grand Theft Auto to ever be on the DS. I mean, it was pretty good. It didn't have the case with it, so I was able to actually find one online. It's all the original. It's got the book and everything in it as well. Fairly cheap. So to me, it was like I basically paid a little bit for it, but I wanted it to be complete. So, but I got a good deal on that. And then the next one I got, this is fairly recent, was Kirby Superstar Ultra, and this is very rare for GameStop to send you a complete copy of a game, like with the books and everything. I mean, this thing is in really great shape. So, I mean, I've been really fortunate with what GameStop sends me complete, and I paid maybe $20 for it, which I've seen a little more for that too. The good thing about if it's available on GameStop, usually they sell it at a really decent price for the old games, but typically they're always sold out. So the fact that I was able to get this, I mean, yeah, Kirby great. Yeah, they do go crazy. So hold on. Since I'm on this DS kick, I got one other thing we'll show. So they were doing a huge sale or something online, and so I bought a bunch of games, and at the time, about a little over a year ago, I was doing a lot of buying, selling games, but not doing it to like scalp. I was trying to like buy them at cheap prices to make a little money, but also get games out there. Well, this is near the beginning of like 3DS and DS trying to get pushed out of the stores because they're moving on, and I bought a bunch of used games, and I bought the Nintendo 3DS Hey Pikmin game. Well, I bought these used, but they sent me 2, and they're not even open yet. Like, they're sealed, and I just kept them sealed because I was like, holy crap, like this is, I mean, and dude, there's like no tears, nothing. Like, these are super minty. And I paid a used price for them, so I don't know why they didn't open them. They just left them wrapped, and we're like, I guess this is a good idea. Let's just throw that in there. So, but anyways, I just wanted to share that. Like, you just never know what you're gonna find from GameStop. I hear so many bad things about GameStop, and I noted like they have their moments more than they should, but doesn't mean you can't get something good out of them. And man, I have gotten so many good little treats from them, including this. All right, there we go. Yeah, never question a deal. All right, so the last DS. Let's see, I believe this will be the last DS game. I bought this, buy two get two, same kind of thing, but it just had the game. So I got technically the game for free. However, I need to get the case, and I have been waiting to find a case for this game for so long, and I kept seeing them for the the Japanese version, and I think I saw a lot of PAL versions. But I finally got it. Chrono Trigger. And it's got your books and everything in there. So I'm glad to finally be able to put this on my shelf the way that it should be. So this is one of those RPG games that, man, such a good game. And I wish that they would do like maybe like one of those 2.5D remakes with this. This game would blow up if they did that. I mean, yeah, we got Chrono Cross this year, but if we did Chrono Trigger, woo, must hurt my pockets though, hurt my wallet. GameStop going up. I haven't kept up with them like that. I don't know. Like, I know they did go up. I heard it. I remember it was like one day that it just went off. It was crazy. All right, let's see. We're gonna go into the Nintendo Switch now. Looks like that's gonna be my last show of games, which right here. Oh man. Alright, so I won't try to linger on some of these too long. But this is a pretty recent one. I got House of the Dead Remake Limited Edition. I know I showed this off earlier, but look at this like holographic front on it. Like you can like see like the zombies. It is so cool. If you take it out like this, it's got some goodies inside here. So this part right here actually slides out of it right here. So you can actually see it's really cool. And then I got these little stands. I guess you can, if you want to, put them on a shelf or something. Really cool. And then and who doesn't like stickers? Pretty neat. And then here's the art cover for it outside of that case. It's really fun. I played the first level of it actually I think it was yesterday or today. I can't remember, my days are running together. But it's really fun. And I actually played it with my controller right here, and it was awesome. Alright, so let me put this back in here so I don't jack it up. Just like this. Yep, House of the Dead. There we go. Alright, so now next one. Now I'd like to say this is a sleeper. I saw a video on this, and I thought it, like, the cartoon style looked kind of cool. I mean, it had like this almost Cartoon Network-y kind of feel for it, and it has a lot of RPG elements in it. So if you love RPGs, and I don't know, this is a hidden gem. This is like almost one of my hidden gems of the year. It's a Dodgeball Academia. Do not sleep on this. I mean, it was brand new, $30. I mean, man, dude, like you can't sleep on this. If you like RPGs, you get all these different classmates throughout, and you're going through this like dodgeball tournament, but there's a lot of like story and dialogue going on, and the humor is hilarious. So when you're playing, you're able to throw it in action. Each character have different types of abilities. And you have like charge throws, all this kind of stuff. And when you get done, your characters level up. It shows like the RPG style. It shows all your characters, and then everything goes up. And you can attach different items to them to enhance HP or whatever that may be. So it even comes with a little book manual. It's cool. So yeah, do not sleep on this. Like, if you like RPG games, it's not turn based in the sense of like when you're going on, like it's action, like it might be 2 on 3 or whatever. Um, you'll see what I'm talking about. And even the music has like almost like a Sega feel at times. It reminds me of almost like Dreamcast days, like Sonic Adventure. But anyways, check it out. Dodgeball Academia. Next one, I picked up Mario Strikers Battle League. I enjoyed playing this. I think I'm going to enjoy it more with people. I bought this while I was out of town. I had fun with it, but at the same time I was playing Dodgeball Academia, and so I kind of put this to the side. But I like the striker games. I haven't given this a full chance. I've heard some mixed reviews on it, but I enjoy the Mario sports games. They're not like the GameCube ones, in my opinion. I think that was like the peak sports Mario game collection was the GameCube ones. However, the Switch has got good ones too. So I'm glad to have it. So we'll see if I can get some game nights. We'll try it out and see what happens. Next one I grabbed, I started playing it's like the prison game, The Escapist. I played it with my son, and it was pretty fun. He kept getting thrown back in jail and messing us up, so it was really hard for us to get out, and it kind of got repetitive. But it's basically like the same kind of thing, but The Survivalist. Picked it up. It was a used copy of it. I actually didn't know there was a physical copy of this game, and it was pre-owned. It was cheap. Went ahead and grabbed it. Again, I like to try to build up my physical collection. Same reason I picked up this game right here. Now, I knew that they had the Cadence of Hyrule. If you've played any of those Crypt of the Necromancer, that they had that version out. But I did not know that they had a physical copy of this. I had no clue. And it was pre-owned. I had the digital version because it was like, I think I paid a few dollars for it. It was like on sale. So I thought, yeah, sure, I'll try it out. And I really enjoyed this game. It's like a rhythm fighting game. And when I got this pre-owned, it even had like all the stuff in it. It had like a game manual and an unopened like little like CD thing. It has like the track list of all the songs on it, I guess. But anyways, I was like, wow. I mean, you can't beat that. That's awesome. But anyways, this game, if you didn't know it was a physical copy, there's one out there, and I've picked it up at GameStop. So, and another one I picked up. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. I actually picked up both of these. We got some friends that live up in Tennessee, and this is during that time, like me and my girlfriend, we went up there, and it was a couple of like, I was like, I'm gonna pick up a couple of cheap games, and so I picked up Spirit of the North, and this is pretty cool. Like, I like foxes and fox games and stuff, and I could go on about foxes. I've had like 2 or 3 foxes living in my backyard. I see them at least once or twice a week. It's wild. But anyways, it's a pretty cool game. I like it so far. I mean, Merge, not everything they put out is the best, but there's a lot of good stuff. Like there's if you haven't heard of it, Moonlighter, that game. If you like Zelda, you should play Moonlighter. That's another hidden gem on the Switch in my opinion. But this is pretty cool. Pick that up, and then my girlfriend loves horses, and she will play horse games. She doesn't care how cheesy it is, and I love that. And so I told her I was gonna pick this up for her. I picked up Horse Club Adventures, and it's by Merge too, actually. After we get back from GameStop, that like we went out for the day and done things, but when we got back to their house, I popped this game in and actually started playing it just to see how it was, and it actually, for a horse game, does okay. But I would have never bought this if my girlfriend wasn't into horses. But I mean, I got to experience something I thought I would never experience. So hey, if you want a good horse game, Horse Club Adventures, not bad for a horse game. Let's see, a couple more games I got. So when this game came out, let's see. I had to leave to check on my baby crying, but we back. Okay, cool, man. I understand how it is. My kids used to be babies. Alright, so the next games I got, I was excited that both of these games got physical copies. I didn't think they would. Honestly, I thought this game would. Not the second one, but this first one I'm about to show you. This was Eastward. Now, some people kind of feel weird about it and stuff like that. Like, I heard mixed things, but I personally I think the one downside to this game is it can feel slow in the sense of like you're not having to do a lot. There's a lot of story to it. So if you're okay with like taking some time and really listen to this, I think the best advice I can give you on Eastward is just kind of take it in and just enjoy it for what it is, because this game, in my opinion, I love this game. From beginning to end, the story was just phenomenal. The music was so good, and I don't know, they just pulled different elements out that I wasn't expecting. Oh, and I got some stickers in here too with this, which, hey, like I said before, stickers are nice. And then I picked up a really expensive game on the Super Nintendo, but it got remastered. Pocky and Rocky, reshrined instead of remastered. And I was glad I actually picked this up for $30 because I have a video on visiting some game stores, and there was one I found Pocky and Rocky, and it was like I think $450, something like that. And I was like, man, I am not spending that much money on a game. Like, nope, I won't do it. So when they remastered this on the Switch, I was like, sweet. Like, the Switch is the perfect platform to be playing like 8-bit, 16-bit, new, old games. Like, this is the new version of like respects the old games, and then this is straight up the old game, but just cleaned up a little bit. So yeah, the Switch is awesome for that. Let's see, the game has a 90% rating across all. Yeah, I love Eastward. I really do. And both of these games are pretty cheap. This game is hard. This game's really hard, in my opinion. But maybe it's because I haven't played it in years. But and then Eastward is, yeah, just play them. Just play them. I'll keep rambling at this point. Let's see. So we're getting kind of close to the end of these. So the next one I'm going to show you is Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I waited on this for a while because I heard a lot of, like, when they released this game, they had to do an update because they didn't even put the title screen in the game. So I thought to myself, I ain't got time for that. And I ended up picking up Pokemon's Legend Arceus, which is, that game is, that's the best Pokemon game ever. It's the best game. I don't, but you know, I didn't go in with high expectations for this game, but to be honest with you, even though it's it's just straight up Pokemon, they got a third party to do this, but I personally have had fun with it, and I picked it up for like $25. I think GameStop had a glitch on their app because Pearl was selling for $47.99, and this one was selling for $26.99 or something. And so I straight up ordered it, sent it, because and about 2-3 days later they fixed it and it was back up to like $35-$40. So I've played this, like I said, a lot more than I thought I would. The next one I picked up, I had this sent to me. This was sent the same time I got that House of the Dead, but I went ahead and grabbed WWE 2K Battlegrounds. because it was like brand new for $14. I was like, you know what? It's like an arcade style wrestling game. It's not supposed to be serious. And so I thought, yeah, let's try it out. I don't have anything on the Switch like this. And I was playing it. It's got to get used to because the controls are so much different than what I'm used to on the PS2 and the N64 and stuff like that. So, but hey, I mean, honestly, I told myself I would not buy this game unless it was like $15 or less, and that's exactly what I got it for, brand new. And I think it's worth $15. I don't think it's worth anything after 20, but it's not bad. It really isn't. Um, let's see. Next one I got, and I actually haven't played this yet, not for real, because I think I got this the same time I was playing Dodgeball Academia again. But these games hold a special place in my heart because me and my childhood friend Josh played these games so much. But this is Warriors Orochi 4. The Dynasty Warriors games on PS2, we played those all the time. The regular ones, the Empires, Extreme Legends, like that. I know. I don't know. I find it sometimes it's just fun to go in and kill like 1,000 people at the same time with one person. Like it's just intense. And so I thought this was on sale. I actually haven't seen this game physically anywhere except maybe once or twice. So I was glad to be able to finally get it in my collection. And when I feel like throwing down on some people, I'll just pull this out and done. Next one I got. Now, this game, I've been really excited about it. It was cool that they actually showed a demo for it. And the one thing that Square Enix has been doing is with their new games is they let you try the demos out, and you can save the game. And if you want to go buy it, you get to basically go back into where you were. Like Dragon Quest XI, they did that. Triangle Strategy, Octopath Traveler. They are on a roll with this. So Live Alive. This game came out on Super Famicom in '94. We never got a release here in the West, but we finally got our own copy. And it's really interesting. Like you get to pick all these different characters, and they're all in different like timelines and stuff. So you get all these different types of story. I don't feel like I'm kind of having a feeling that it might not be as long as I think it will be. But I was reading some reviews on it, and they say that some of the characters have shorter stories than others. Some of them are longer and more in depth, but they all kind of like tie together in some way. So, but it's back on that HD 2D 2.5D style, and the music, graphics, phenomenal. So, I'm really glad I picked this up. So, let's see. Next one I got. I have not really played this game at all. It's one of the games by Devour. It's called Carrion. So basically, like what you have to do is like it's one of those like side scroller games, like a 2D. It's a 2D platformer, basically, I guess you could say, or whatever. But instead of being a person that kills monster stuff, you're the monster trying to eat all these people, kill them. And it says like in the back of it, literally says stalk, consume, grow, evolve. I feel like it's kind of like the similar thing to how crap, what's that game called? Oh man, I'm gonna have to look just because I can't remember the name of it. Oh my god, I cannot believe I can't remember this game. I'm gonna find this game. Let's see. kind of like this. I just could not think of the name. It's kind of like My Friend Pedro. Like, you know, like you're running across the sides and you're trying to kill all these people. But instead, on this one, you get to eat, like, just consuming people. I mean, it looks, I mean, dark and gross and awesome. So, yeah, I saw it was on sale. And so I thought, why not? Let's go ahead and get that. All right, so I have these digitally. I bought them cheap, but I want to have physical media because digital media is not reliable, and I want to have my stuff 20 years from now. So I was able to finally get Final Fantasy 7 and 8 twin pack for the Switch. I know you can get these from like PlayAsia, you can get it Amazon, stuff like, which I picked mine up on Amazon, but they actually finally had a sale on this game. So I went ahead and snagged it because it was the cheapest I'd seen it. Probably one of the cheapest I'll ever see it. I'll be surprised if it does, because they don't sell this in store. Like, you can't go buy this at GameStop. You're gonna have to go get it at like maybe one of your local game stores that sells PlayAsia games or limited run games, something like that. So I'm glad to finally have a copy of this. Now I just got to get Final Fantasy 9, and I should have I think all the physical copies of the Final Fantasy games on the Switch. So same kind of thing with this. I found it really cheap. This is actually a limited run. Yes, Origin. Another RPG game, classic. I actually haven't opened it yet. I think I'm going to leave it sealed until I decide to eventually open it up. So, it's got 3 game modes: story, time, and arena mode. I never had the chance to finally play this until now. So, looking forward to picking that up. And here's the moment where I don't really want to show this because it's not even to my standards of collecting games, and I probably won't even keep this unless I get the case. Like, one thing that, if you don't know, you can do is, if you can go up to GameStop. Sometimes they'll be like, you can be like, hey, I don't have a case of this game. Can I get one of your pre-owned cases? Sometimes they'll give you one if they have extra or something, like the legit case. Like, if you didn't have the case of this, they just gave you the game, you could be like, hey, can you do this? And they'll give it to you. But they gave me Tokyo Mirage Session in one of these stupid fake cases, and I hate it so much. So, I mean, thankfully it looks like the card's in good shape and stuff, but I'm going to be going to one of my 5 GameStops nearby in town, and I'm going to find me an original case for this and get it replaced. I know this game came out on the Wii U. I don't have it on the Wii U, and it was cheaper than $36.99. It wasn't this one. I bought it, so I'm looking forward to trying it out. Like, it's a music RPG type game, so I don't know too much about it. I've seen some reviews, but it's interesting enough to be like, okay, I'm gonna keep that on my radar if it goes on sale, and it did. So, and another RPG game that I picked up was Astria Ascending. It's got a really cool art style. I actually kind of picked this up as a blind buy. I don't normally do that often. However, it's pretty cool. I mean, I like it. I'm just I'm not really getting captured into it just yet. It's not like grabbing me, but I'm trying to give it some chances. It's JRPG. Sometimes JRPGs can be that way. So I'm going to kind of grind it out a little bit and see if it's something that I would recommend people to get, or if you're just kind of like, yeah, it's not for everybody, you know. I'm not sure, so we'll see. I think that is it. I don't think there's any more games. Well, that was a lot of games. um, let's see who's still on here with me. Oh, looks like it's just me now. Well, thank you so much for if you've taken all the time to watch this video. I appreciate you sitting here and going through all this, even though I'm not live now. I am going to try to be more live in the future, like do some of these more video. Like I just bought this new camera, got it on sale, like really, it was on clearance or something. GameStop, by the way. So I do got a couple videos that I need to get edited and eventually post back on there. I'm gonna try to be more active. I will say, just as a life update, I'm gonna have an important meeting next week, and I'm hoping that things turn out well, because if it does, I might be moving up and moving on to a better position in my job. I hope so. I'm just hoping and praying that works out. And I'll either be staying in my hometown here, or I'll be moving about 2 hours from here, which I'm really excited about and nervous about, but it could delay a little bit of my YouTube stuff. I'm gonna try to do my best to balance that out. So if I'm absent, I'm gonna try to be more active on here, even if I'm just doing the live streams and doing some stuff like this, or and trying to edit as much as I can. But thank y'all for continuing to support the channel, subscribing, and all the jazz that comes with YouTube, and all the comments, like people getting on and sharing. The most comments I've been getting, though, is everybody say mod my PlayStation Vita, and I'm sorry I'm not modding my PS Vita. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. If I get a second one, I might do a video on that, but right now this is my first OLED one, and I'm not doing that. So maybe when I get like the LCD one or something, or who knows. But yeah, that's just a little bit of a life update on me. That's where I've been for 3 months, 2 hours away from my home. I've only been able to come home maybe a day or two out of a whole week every once in a while. So it's feels good to finally be back. It's been about almost a week since I've been home, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this new chapter goes. And who knows, maybe we might be able to eventually buy us a house, or we might have to rent and find something to give us enough room. And then you might be able to see like a whole new game room. I've been thinking about doing a video on like showing like our space of game stuff, but we really need something that's more of a true game room, because I have so many like extra pictures and posters and collectibles, and even games that I can't fully display. So I got some games that, like, obviously I don't play every day, like my 360 ones and stuff like that. I have to keep those stored away, but heck, I mean, we're getting so full that I got a futon that was given to us, and it's like in front of my mantle right here, just like stacked up, and so it's just I'm just ready to get on with this new chapter wherever it takes me, or takes us. But thank y'all so much for listening to me rant and just kind of share my life a little bit, and all the games that I've gotten since I've been gone. I hope to hear from you guys and jump on the streams, tell your friends, tell your family, just come hang out and talk. And looking forward to being on YouTube more recent, or I'm getting tired. I'm looking forward to being on YouTube like more frequently than I've been. So, but until next time, 8-Bit Frog. Peace.